Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today we are going to look at Shakkoumon and BT16. He recently got some new support, more Armadillomon cards, we have the movie promos, and now finally a good Shakkoumon to play. So, starting with the eggs, we have 4 copies of the BT16 Upamon. Opponent's turn while this Digimon has 2 or more colors, it gains blocker. We should almost always have 2 or more colors, so we should always have blocker. Fantastic egg, blocker is just generically good, so that's what we're running. 4 copies of the movie promo Armadillomon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add a black or yellow card with 2 or more colors and 1 Tamer card with Cody Hida and its name among them to the hand. The rest go bottom. And then end of turn, you can DNA. So this is a good card for DNAing because obviously the end of turn trigger is really powerful, like the starter deck Gatomon. And then more importantly, on play, this is going to search us 3, and we're going to get a Tamer and a Digimon. So it's going to find us our pieces and then let us DNA later. Then we have 4 copies of the BT16 Armadillomon. It digivolves from Upamon for 0, and then your turn once per turn when one of your other Digimon is played or digivolves. If it has the free trait or is yellow, you gain a memory. So you're going to get to gain a memory. From the Codys you'll see later will let us play one of our Digimon, so we'll just gain a memory off of that. And then all turns you get 1k DP, which is also just generically powerful. Then we have 2 copies of the BT16 Patamon. This will evolve for 1 on the Upamon. But start of your main phase and on play, if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a level 4 with the Angel or free trait in your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. So this is just going to accelerate our game plan and allow us to digivolve for cheaper. So we do like that, which is why I have 2 copies. Lastly, 4 copies of the promo Patamon. It will digivolve for 0 on the Upamon. And on play, you can search your security, add a yellow or black card with 2 or more colors among it to the hand. If you added cards, recover 1 and then shuffle your security. And then the inheritable gives all of your opponent's security Digimon minus 2k. I think searching your security is really generically powerful. We've seen how good it is in Vaccine. And this just kind of is a tool to make sure that you don't brick. You can search your security, grab what you need, and then recover 1 card. So I do like this a lot. Moving on to the champions. We have 4 copies of the BT16 Ankylomon. This has Barrier. It digivolves from Armadillomon for 2, and then on play when digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack players until the end of their turn, and the inheritable will give us 1k DP. So this is great because your opponent not being able to attack you is just fantastic. Then we have 2 copies of the BT16 Angemon. Blocker on play when digivolving, unsuspend one of your level 4 or lower Digimon, and the inheritable is going to let us trash the top Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. This will be great for getting rid of some annoying inheritables. The blocker feels kind of bad because of our egg already gives us blocker, but being able to unsuspend something and get another check-in or have another blocker is valuable. 2 copies of the BT8 Angemon. I like the inheritable that lets you return a level 3 Digimon to its owner's hand. It's going to stop floodgates, get rid of Ukomons, which is really powerful. And then when you would digivolve, if you have 3 or fewer security, you can recover 1, which is also generically good. Then we have 4 copies of the new BT16 Sheepmon. This has Armor Purge and Collision. If you don't know what Collision does, during this Digimon's attack, all of your opponent's Digimon gain blocker, and the opponent blocks if able, and then all turns once per turn when an attack target is switched, you may end the attack. So the nice thing is that you can use Collision to swing in, force your opponent to block with something that you might want suspended, and then you can actually end the attack and stop yourself from dying off of that check. And the Armor Purge is also just great because it kind of stops them from punishing you after you swing in, because you'll be able to go back into the Armadillomon underneath for free, basically. Then we're going to go 4 copies of the BT16 Shakkoumon. It DNAs on a black level 4 and a yellow level 4 for 0. It has Partition for a black level 4 and a yellow level 4. If you don't know what that means, if the Digimon dies from an effect that is not yours, you can play out a black and yellow level 4 Digimon. When digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon isn't affected by the effects of their Digimon. Then, if you DNA digivolve, you place one of your opponent's Digimon with as high or lower a level as the number of security cards at the bottom of their security stack. So basically, you can tuck a level 5 into their security or your security if you're at 5 security or lower. So that's just good. It gets rid of bodies on the board, and it can actually be a huge pain in the butt if you manage to recover past 5 security. You can start tucking level 6s, or if your opponent recovers either, you can also start tucking their level 6s, which is kind of really obnoxious. The inheritable is also Partition, which just feels good because if you digivolve into a level 6 and you lose your stack, you're going to be able to get your pieces back to DNA again later. Then, speaking of the recovery plan, I like 2 MagnaAngemon ACEs. all of our level 4s do have yellow in them, so we can blast Evo into this, and then we can recover, give some DP reduction, and it's just generically useful, level 5. 2 copies of the old BT8 Shakkoumon. You're going to need a yellow and a blue Digimon, so our Angemons do have blue, and then you would need one other body. When Digivolving, if you have 5 or fewer security cards, you can recover 1, and then if you DNA Digivolve, return one of your opponent's Digimon whose level is less than or equal to the number of cards in your security stack to its owner's hand. So the same as the other Shakkoumon, except you're going to recover 1, and then you can only use your security as the bar for what you can bounce. And then the Inheritable is going to give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 3k DP, so this will also get rid of Upamons and Floodgates. Then we have 4 copies of the BT16 Vikemon ACE Blast Evo, and you can, on play when Digivolving, Digivolve to one of your opponent's Digimon. Then none of their Digimon with 1 or fewer Digivolution cards can suspend until the end of their turn. That is a really powerful effect. And then when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer Digivolution cards. So this is just a generically powerful level 6 for us to use. The Digivolve 2 really hurts a lot of decks in the meta because Armor Purge doesn't really get past it. So you can bring like a Rapidmon or a MagnaMon down into its rookie. And then when you attack, you can pop it. So that's really great. I like 1 copy of MagnaAngemon ACE. It does not go on our MagnaAngemons or our BT8 Shakkoumons, but it does have the blocker reboot. And suspending 2 of your opponent's Digimon are tamers, and they can't Digivolve until the end of the turn is a really great effect. Stopping Digimon from Digivolving kind of denies them the ability to rebuild on that Digimon until you can do something about it. And that's what I like about the card. De-Digivolving something down into like Terriermon or Vmon if it's an Armor Purge body does feel good. But if you can't remove that body in the same turn, they can just Digivolve back on top of it, and you're kind of stuck in the same position you were in before. Whereas this card would kind of stop them from doing anything with that MagnaMon. They can't go into MagnaMon X or Rapidmon X, and I like that a lot more. Also, this gives you 2 checks, which is really good in some situations. So I like the 1 copy. I like 2 copies of BT16 Valkyrimon ACE. It is a Blast Evo card. On play when Digivolving, all of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5k for the turn, and then all turns, when a card is removed from a security stack, delete one of your opponent's 8k or lower Digimon. If this effect didn't delete, this Digimon gains security attack plus 1 until the end of your turn. And because of the minus 5k, keep in mind that this is effectively going to pop a 13k or lower body, which I think is also really powerful in this deck. All of your level 5s are yellow, so you can blast this on top of anything. So just a great card. Then we have 1 copy of DeathXmon. It just hits the meta really well. It's really valuable against the Rapidmons and the MagnaMons. Then we have 2 copies of Advent of the Ancient Steel Angel. That's a mouthful. It does what all the other option cards in this set do. You may play 1 Ankylomon or Angemon from your hand without paying the cost. Then 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Digimon card in your hand. If this effect DNA Digivolved, you get to recover 1. So you're going to get to play out a level 4 DNA and then recover 1. And the security effect will play you an Armadillo or Patamon from hand or trash without paying the cost. Then this goes to hand. It's just kind of a useful utility card. It gets your DNA ball rolling without taxing you too much. 4 copies of Kodihida and TK. You can play an Armadillomon or Patamon from your hand without paying the cost, and then at the end of your opponent's next turn, return it to your hand. This is good for our DNA plays because when you DNA, it turns into a different Digimon, so it doesn't get bounced to your hand. And then your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a black or yellow Digimon, by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. If you DNA Digivolve, you de-Digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Like we said, de-Digivolve 1 is a really powerful effect, so this is just a generically powerful card. Like, a lot of cards in this deck are just generically good because they have de-Digivolve effects, and they come together to make this deck that is extremely annoying to play against because you get de-Digivolved, you get tucked into security, and it has some great matchups in the meta, but it doesn't do great against everything, which is kind of the problem. And then we have 2 copies of TK BT1. It's a memory setter, and you get to look at your security, reveal a card, add it to your hand. If it's yellow, recover 1, then shuffle. So this is just going to find us our pieces, like the Searcher Patamon did. Recover you 1, and then it's a memory setter on top. I do like playing DNA decks with a memory setter because you are frequently playing out multiple bodies, and you need lots of memory to make that happen. So that is what that is for. So that is the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you have any advice for playing the deck either. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.